beginning to think you would make it.
This is one meeting I have no intention of missing.
Who said this job couldn't be fun?
Well, it'll be a hell of a lot more fun when I have my wife back.
That might be Valentine.
This is the man I want to see.
You ready for action?
As I'll ever be.
You sure you don't want any cover?
I told Gregory I'd come alone.
You know, Robert, we could back you up and he'd never know it.
I gave my word. Besides, he'll give them all the kiss off if I renege. Connie's going to be on the grounds if I need backup.
All right, we'll stay here and wait for your call.
You know, it's hard to believe. A few hours' time, thanks to this little piece of film, I'm going to have my wife back.
Well, sooner than that. It's my guess you're about to make the most important phone call of your life, so let's get over to the Olympus phone booth.
Should help you, Lynn.
Grant, I knew you'd come back. Now that you're here alone, you can talk to me. I knew that everything we shared was not just...
What we shared, Celia, was a sham. It was an ugly charade and nothing but a charade. You are a typical Western fool. Get her out of my way.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Good luck, Robert.
Thank you. I really appreciate what you've done here. I won't forget it.
Keep an eye on him, Connie.
Won't take my eyes off.
Let's roll.
Good luck. You seem very worried.
Well, I'm trying not to be.
Yeah, me too. I'd breathe a lot easier if we could have backed them up, but we had no choice.
Been the story of this whole damned operation from the day it started.
You've done everything you can. Now it's in Robert's hand. And in the lap of the gods.
With a little help from Connie.
Yeah, she's quite a woman.
I know. I trained her.
I feel very strange. Being left out of this whole thing, out of the action.
Yeah. It does make you feel just a little bit uncomfortable, doesn't it?
Sure.
We won't need that anymore. You may remove it. Well, Mrs. Putnam, that was a very nice try. Unfortunately, it seems the man you call your husband is immune to your charms. But then if you knew anything about the DVX, you wouldn't have wasted your time.
No. Or mine, for that matter.
You didn't always feel that way.
Oh, yes, I did, Celia. You just never realized it.
I remember you spending quite a bit of time reveling in our capitalist decadence.
It was an assignment.
Well, you enjoyed it very much.
Oh, what can I say? I happen to like my work.
Well, you showed a marked appreciation for the pleasures money can buy.
It was an act. Just an act.
Was it? I wonder, Grant. Aren't you going to miss all of it? The culture, your work as a doctor, dining in the finest restaurants, attending the theater.
You know something, Celia? You're ridiculous. You speak as though my country is a wasteland.
I don't understand your country, Grant, and most of all, I don't understand you.
Well, that's not really surprising. You never did.
And now I know why. Trying to fathom you was like dealing with a creature from another planet.
I'm going to tell you something, darling. You know what your problem is?
What?
You are just like most Americans. You live in a dream world. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, it's all pap.
Am I supposed to thank you for the education?
No, you needn't bother. Seeing you here is more than thanks enough.
I pity you. And I pity your country. You deserve each other.
You're a fool, Celia. You're a fool if you think that. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but my country is something else. My country will receive me like a hero. I'll still be a doctor in my country, and I'll dine in restaurants every bit as fine as yours. My countrymen are offered more than a fair share of cultural events to choose from. As a matter of fact, we stress culture in our environment much more than you do here. Take the theater as an example.
Oh, yes, we've experienced your love of the theater.
Yes, a memorable night and a memorable performance. Macbeth always was one of my favorites.
You the man or you the agent? Or have you forgotten which one is which? You're a lie, Grant, a lie. You and everything you've done for your country.
Duplicity is hardly a national characteristic, Mrs. Putnam. In my experience, it's quite universal.
Absolutely. Take Macbeth as an example. What do you think Birnam Wood was all about? Macbeth's opponent used duplicity to his advantage. It can work both ways.
What do you mean?
Very simple, Luke. Things are not always what they seem to be. Nor are people.
The decent ones are.
No, Celia. Not necessarily. If Birnam Wood taught us anything, it taught us the value of camouflage. Why, you find it in nature all the time. Animals often disguise themselves, color themselves to fit in with their environment, to protect their friends, themselves, and their families. Remember Birnam Wood, Celia. It's a lesson in survival.
Your costume's here for the afternoon.
I'll put it on here.
All right, let's go see if everything's ready, shall we?
Yes. Birnam Wood.
Yes.
Convincing?
Very, that'll work perfectly.
There should be no problem blending in.
He'll never recognize you.
Well, comrade, how goes it?
Fine, Grant, fine.
Does he have to be in here?
Your husband?
See.
Your agent.
No love lost there, eh, Grant?
That's all right. I can live with it.
My agent, your husband, is a very remarkable man, Mrs. Putnam.
Thank you, Grant. It's very flattering.
I wish he was dead.
She speaks her mind, doesn't she?
No, that wish comes straight from the heart.
Well, see, you mustn't pull punches like that. Get it all out. I have news for you, darling. We're going to be separated very soon. We won't be seeing each other again, not ever.
Well, it can't be soon enough for me.
Oh, any further wishes?
Yes. I hate him more every time I set eyes on him. I wish that I didn't have to look at him anymore.
Oh, see, that is so typically American. Always wasting energy on a silly thing like wishing. As though that investment of energy could do anything for you. Just like that silly song of yours. The one with the fountain. Not a fountain. What's the name again?
You're asking me?
Well, you are the piano man, aren't you?
I'm not psychic, Grant. What are you getting at?
Oh, it's, 3 coins in a fountain. That's what it is. Yes. Silly song. Ridiculous song. As though wishing could possibly make something come true.
Well, the lyrics are typically inane, but then I always thought the music was interesting.
Yes. Look at our guests here. Does anyone have a fountain for our guests? Anyone care to make a wish for their salvation? For that matter, does anyone know where the nearest fountain is?
You should.
Yes, that's right. Not far away, either.
We'll have to make their wishes for them, though.
Yes, I suppose we will, since they really won't be in any position to wish for themselves. Darling, why'd that scowl? I know you're not going to accuse me of indulging in capitalistic pleasures simply because I'm eating a persimmon, are you? Yeah, why don't you go ahead and take a bite? You might like it. Celia, it's obviously not poisoned. I wouldn't be eating it myself. Persimmons have a very distinct flavor. One you should never forget.
Leave me alone, Grant.
Celia, don't be ungrateful. The man is offering you a mouth-watering experience. Go for it. After all, I understand that persimmons are one of Robert's favorite fruits.
Since when?
What do you mean, since when? How long have you been married to him? You still don't know what your husband likes to eat? Persimmons, darling.
Good. Start with her.
What are you doing? What's going on?
Grant, Ida, see if the transportation is ready. If it is, make the first phone call.
Right.
Scorpio. Yeah, I've got you, Mike. Hold me. Just anything. Anything at all. I know. Holly, Celia, and Luke. Alive and well. Now, you got that. I'm not handing over any microfilms if you prove they're alive and well.
Forget about proof. Just go to the fakir, and he will give you instructions.
Get on with it.
You're being watched. Walk down Marrakesh Street. Stop at the tent of the fakir. Go immediately.
Go to the second tent by the fruit stand. There is a phone booth. Wait. You will be called.
All right, start with this one. Take her out.
No. Wait a minute. Wait a minute! You said that we'd all be let go. What about Luke and Holly?
Well, I'm afraid your friends are going on quite a different journey.
Where?
Far, far away.
But you promised that we would all...
I did nothing of the sort.
When will you release them?
When we're certain that the microfilm is authentic, then, and only then, will your friends be released.
No. No, you can't do this. I won't leave without them.
You will go where and when I tell you to. Were you successful?
I made contact. He's on his way.
Excellent. And we'll be on our way as well. After you.
Oh, Doc. Are you referring to me, Luke?
Is there a doctor in the house?
I'm the only one that I'm aware of.
If you find that fountain, would you do us a favor and toss yourself in and throw out some change? We could use the bus fare.
I'm afraid that wouldn't be much help, Luke.
One more thing.
Yes, and what is that?
Any more fruit around? Peaches, paraquat, persimmons? We're easy. We're kind of hungry.
I'm afraid I ate the last one. I'll tell you what you can do, though. If you're such a believer, why don't you just wish for one?
Let's go.
Did you understand what Gregory meant? He's gonna kill us.
Who cares?
I do. I've grown pretty attached to my life.
I'm sorry, darling. I think you're missing the point.
Which is?
Forget Gregory. Did you listen to Grant?
Grant. Him and his obnoxious fruit.
Persimmon. Beautiful persimmon.
What about it?
I think it's a clue, English. I think it's a good clue.
It's a tad obscure.
Look, I think you're wrong. A persimmon door and a fountain outside. Does that ring a bell?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Grant was trying to help us, I think, if I got the message right. Persimmon door with a fountain outside. That's the Gulistan Pavilion.
Oh, I never saw the outside. I was blindfolded or in a basket.
Yes, so, unless I'm missing the mark, I think that's where they're taking us.
That's why he kept going on and on about it. Oh, and the Macbeth bit, too.
Oh, you got that, yeah?
Oh, I do now. Grant and I saw Macbeth together. The Burnham Wood.
Right. The value of camouflage, that whole bit he went into. See, I think in a strange way he was trying to tell us that he is only pretending to be one of them.
You think he's on our side?
For all the good it's going to do us, I hope so.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, what can we do in here? Celia's our only hope, you know? If she can get herself together, and if she picked up on the clues, maybe she can tell Robert that that's where we're going to be. And if she can't, we're in trouble, girl. We're in trouble.
Since you've answered, I assume you're convinced that the hostages are alive and well.
I accept that they're alive, yes.
Excellent. Let's get down to business. Go to the main expo building. Keep your eyes open for an elephant.
An elephant?
Yes. Follow it. It will lead you to the hostages.
Where do I drop the microfilm?
Look towards the fruit stand. Do you see a group of gypsy women?
Yes.
Walk in their direction before you go to the main expo building. One of the women will bump into you. You are to place the microfilm in a basket held by the gypsy woman in red. The woman in red. Do you understand that?
Woman in red. Got it.
If Connie Townley or any of your WSB clowns approach those women, then the hostages are dead.
Wait.
Celia picked up on Grant's clues, I guess.
Oh, don't count on it. She's probably much too angry to understand what Grant was trying to say.
No, babe, she doesn't have to interpret them. She just has to remember them and tell them to Robert. Because we know that Robert will know where...
Where what?
Wait a minute. Grant he was like obsessed with the Gulistan Pavilion, right? So
Right.
I just assumed that meant that's where they were going to take us.
But now you're not so sure.
Well, I just remembered what Gregory said. He said we were going far, far away.
You don't think that Grant was trying to tell us that they're going to take us to Gulistan itself?
I hope not. I don't even know where that is. Besides, what would be the point?
Well, I guess it would be easier to hide us whilst they were checking out the microfilm.
Yeah, but it's an awful lot of trouble for them to go through.
They might just as well kill us.
You know, I'm dying for a pizza.
Never liked it before.
Well...
But what if Grant is wrong? Or what if he was deliberately misleading us?
No, I have a real strong feeling that he is on our side, and I'm convinced that if Gregory is just trying to throw Celia off, I don't know.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, maybe he wanted her to think that we were going to be taken far, far away so that she would tell Robert that, and he would stop searching the expo.
Well, then they might as well take us to Gulistan, because he's never going to find us.
Well, it's about time. Where's lunch? Ow. So what is this all about?
It's time for us to be leaving, Mr. Spencer.
Without lunch?
I'm afraid it's time for us to begin the first leg of that journey that I mentioned earlier.
Oh, I see. Well, if you don't mind, I think we've grown very fond of this guy over here.
I really must insist. That's much better now. The basket's ready? Let's proceed.
Robert, what's happening?
I don't know what the hell's going on. All I know is I got to follow this bloody elephant in order to find Holly. Where are we going? Where are you leading me to? Where? Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Hey! Hey! Molly? Celia.
Are you all right? Yeah. Robert, is that the real microfilm? Because they will kill him if it isn't.
Don't worry, love. Valentine gave me the real article.